The head coach for the Macau Black Bears is Mo Johnson. His assistant is Matthias Fisher. 而家有請雙方球員握手致意。Coach receiving celebrated the three-game handshake. And this is the ABL Candidate Season 5 Rise to Greatness. Our business was local are that number for the Philippines. So what is from Hong Kong and Sean C. Young from Singapore? Kate Lister, the Slingers on the ground.
Wala pa yung intro. It is time once again to continue our rise to greatness here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League as we are greeting you from inside the University of Macau Sports Complex here in Macau for tonight's featured matchup between the Macau Black Bears and, of course, the visiting Formosa Dreamers. I'm Anton Rojas, and breaking the game down with me is Coach Josh Reyes. Anthony Tucker and the Macau Black Bears finally back in action after not playing since their last game, which took place back in December 5.
Very long break for this very good team. It remains to be seen if that break is good for them because they're well rested, or will they have a lot of rust going forward.
Well, I was talking to assistant coach Matthias Fisher earlier, and he told me that they didn't want to practice all throughout that month-long break. They just practiced starting 2 weeks ago, and he said they have a lot of things to work on in terms of getting back in game shape. So let's see how they get back into the action against the Formosa Dreamers. But one thing to be concerned about if you're a Formosa Dreamers fan is the absence of Will Artino tonight, who is nursing a sprained right ankle. How will that affect the Formosa Dreamers, Josh, as we see Ryan Watkins score his first basket?
Yes, exactly that play of Watkins. So having a big body inside to match up with Watkins to block him out, getting off the boards. And just really, Artino is a double threat as well as Watkins, so that's a big blow to the production of the Formosa Dreamers.
Now here's the guy replacing Artino in the starting lineup, Chen Xiaojung. And I actually talked to Coach Dean Murray just a while ago, and he told me that if this was a playoff game, Artino would be in action, but he didn't want to take any chances.
Of course, you don't want to risk, aggravating any injury, force your player to be out a longer period of time than necessary.
Meanwhile, Anthony Tucker drains that three calmly. And I know, Josh, you have something to say about the backcourt of the Macau Black Bears. Very impressive, this combination of Tucker and McKinney.
Yeah, looking around the ABL, it's hard to really compare or find a matchup that can really, outplay the duo of Mike McKinney and Anthony Tucker. I believe this is the best backcourt we have in the ABL.
I'm sure a lot of people will agree with you, Josh, as we take a look at McKinney. Give it up to Nathan Yu, who was able to score on the break. McKinney in his last game had 27 points, while Anthony Tucker, the team captain of the Macau Black Bears, had 26 points. Imagine that production from the backcourt.
And with these guys being very sure-handed with the ball, as a team, they only had 7 turnovers. And that's a result of having 2 great ball handlers in your squad, 2 very reliable guys handling the rock. And that last play, McKinney right on the money with that dime to his teammate.
Nathan Yu had 14 points in their last outing against the Saigon Heat. Macau is actually on a 2-game winning streak, winning their last 2 games. As we take a look at the commotion happening on the floor, there seems to be a slippery spot on the court. But talking about the Formosa Dreamers, Josh, they actually started off really great in Season 9 of the ABL, winning their first 6 games. But in their last 4 games, they've gone 1-3.
Yeah, just really sort of up and down for the squad, just trying to sustain their success. And for any team, that's difficult. So they're just finding their legs. It's a long season. So what's important is you peak at the right time.
And it's going to be even harder for them to try to put points on the board without Will Artino. But if you're going to look for points, you got to look for that man, Malcolm Miller. He's the main man when it comes to scoring with regards to the Formosa team. Now Tucker has the basketball. Tucker with the advantage, looking for a teammate.
We'll see that a lot. Tucker handling the rock, spacing the floor, trying to bring everybody else. Him and McKinney will try to do that.
Anthony Tucker was looking for live on that last play. Meanwhile, Mike McKinney gets fouled on that jumper.
Great execution of that baseline out of bounds play with only 4 seconds left of the shot clock. They're able to force the Formosa Dreamers to foul them on that.
And there you see the head coach of the Formosa Dreamers, Coach Dean Murray, who hails from Charleston, South Carolina. And he is responsible for really turning the season of Formosa around, because this is a team that only won one game in all of last season. 1-19 was their record, dead last in the team standings during the previous ABL season.
He's been doing a good job so far, just a matter of bringing his team to that level of consistency, game in and game out. But see, Black Bears, they've been doing this since the start of the game, really putting the pressure on full court. So far, Formosa has done a good job breaking it and not panicking.
Meanwhile, Kenny Chen is able to drop that three-point bomb. So, responding right away are the Formosa Dreamers after that slow start. We do have to take note, Coach Josh, that Macau is actually unbeaten on their home court. Their last two games happened on their home court, and they were able to protect it. So that's something that they want to maintain here in 2019.
That's the thing about ABL, having the home court advantage. It's great to have that, confidence when you're playing at home in front of your hometown crowd.
Tucker. McKinney on the drive. McKinney with a floater, and he gets it to drop.
Just a great first step on that catch, rip through, just blowing by his opponent and finishing with a nice touch with that floater.
McKinney going to Olone College and Sacramento State, a Phil-American. Very solid player at the shooting guard position. Meanwhile, here's another solid guy, Malcolm Miller, who hails from Midland, Texas, dropping down that long-range bomb.
Both teams really playing well so far. They're both shooting at a high percentage, bringing on the offense.
Meanwhile, Anthony Tucker managing to get a shot off in and out on that play. Chen getting it to Tevin Glass. Kicks the ball out. Here's the drive by Malcolm. Throws it out to the captain, Lee Shu Lin. Inside pass, and Chen is able to score.
Great look and great ball movement for the Dreamers. How many passes did we receive that possession? 7 or 8? That's great ball movement, leading to the best shot possible.
So stepping up right away for Will Artino is Chen Xiaojung.
And this guy, Chen, has a lot of talent. I remember being able to play against this kid in the Jones Cup, and he was very promising back then.
Meanwhile, Malcolm Miller maneuvering his way through traffic, but Tucker called for the personal, and Malcolm Miller is asking for a foul. He feels like he got hit in the head. That's what he's saying to the official. He said, I got hit in my face.
But that's the thing in the ABL, there will be some missed calls. You just got to play through the contact and keep your focus.
13-12 is our tally in favor of the home team, the Macau Black Bears, who are looking to win their third straight game here in Season 9 of the ABL. The biggest challenge, of course, is recovering from that 1-month layoff, although they won their last two games, as I said a while ago.
Again, sometimes, basketball is a game of rhythm. Once you get your rhythm going, you don't want to lose it, and being on the shelf for a month. So you just sometimes, when you get your stride on, you just want to keep on playing, keep on improving on that.
Devin Glass, 16 points and 7 rebounds in the loss to the Singapore Slingers. Wants to come up with a more solid performance tonight. McKinney passing it to the corner. Nathan Yu's triple is too strong. Here come the Dreamers. Ball is kicked out to Tevin Glass. Glass against Watkins. Glass puts it up, unable to fall, and Watkins comes up with a board.
Lots of contact again with that drive. Again, you gotta be tough. You can't expect the referees to bail you out of any play.
Watkins. And that's traveling on Ryan Watkins.
That's a great team defensive stance by the Dreamers right there. They don't have their big guy right now, so only one way to stand again by doing it as a team against Watkins.
Meanwhile, Devin Glass all the way to the rack, and the Dreamers now have a 16-13 lead.
The Bears that time not complaining to the referees and not minding the ball.
Watkins missing on that three. Tevin Glass very solid here in the first quarter. coming up with the rejection. McKinney putting it up. It is short, and Malcolm Miller comes up with the rebound.
Maybe some of the rust is now showing for the Black Bears. Let's see if they can go back to the nice offense they were running at the start of the quarter.
Well, assistant coach Matthias Fisher told me earlier they did have some friendly games aside from the 2-week practice that they had.
Of course, anytime you have a break that long, coaches will always look for tune-up games.
Of course, it's very different.
Yeah, very, very, very different.
And Nathan Yu preventing that Miller fast break from happening. And just like that, Coach Josh, we have 3 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first. It's been a fast-paced game. Both coaches haven't called a timeout yet.
Yeah, but, I think that they've been executing well aside from the last super session of the Black Bears. But I'm looking at some of these players. A lot of them are sucking air right now. Maybe because of the holiday season. Not the same shape.
But here's a guy who looks like he's in tip-top shape. Malcolm Miller breaking free and scoring underneath.
Gotta admit, Anton, I don't know much about the history of Malcolm Miller, but he's been impressing me so far. He's got a lot of athleticism. He can really finish around the basket. And he has a good touch in the perimeter.
Well, just like you, Josh, being a very experienced young coach, Malcolm Miller, very experienced player, played in Luxembourg, Hungary, played with the main Red Claws in the NBA G League and Canada as well, as we see Chen score underneath.
There's your timeout again. The offense of the Dreamers humming right now. Great ball movement so far.
Back with more ABL action in a bit.
Okay, I know. Okay, I need your good screen. Go in.
You're watching our live coverage of Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. Tonight's featured matchup, Macau Black Bears hosting the Formosa Dreamers. Glad to have you with us. Anton Ross alongside Coach Josh Reyes on the call for what has been a very fast-paced matchup between the two squads.
Very entertaining game so far, Again, Formosa is a big man short in this game. So I'd like to see the Macau Black Bears play through Watkins a little bit more and test what the Dreamers have defensively inside when they play through him. I know they have two great, probably the best backcourt lineup in the ABL right now, but with what their opponent is showing, they could involve Watkins a little bit more.
And that's a great point. But we also have to credit the defense of the Formosa Dreamers because earlier they even forced Watkins to take a three. But if Nathan Yu can help out in terms of those long-range baskets, that would be a problem for the Dreamers. But that time, the Black Bears caught hibernating underneath.
Again, great ball movement, great offense right now. Very impressive, very fun to watch.
Meanwhile, a foul away from the ball as Tucker was moving through that screen set up by his teammate.
I was listening into the timeout of the Macau Black Bears, and the coaches were just saying, just not to ball watch on defense. I know your intention is to help when there's a penetration, but you gotta be aware where your man is to avoid, giving up easy layups, easy passes inside.
And the problem was they got caught ball watching right after that timeout as Formosa was able to score underneath. Meanwhile, another foul as Miller showing frustration here in the first quarter.
Not a good sign. Both world imports of the Formosa Dreamers have been giving up fouls early in the ballgame. You don't want them to get into foul trouble.
Tucker on the move, passing it to the corner. Triple is good. And Lau is able to get on the board after that three.
That's a good sign. Anytime you can get production from your bench, especially here in the ABL, it'll be a big boost to your production.
Now Chon Pong, he actually only saw 10 minutes of action in the last game but had 6 points. And again, Coach Josh, you were explaining this earlier.
All watching, lack of communication on defense, and at the same time, just great execution by the Dreamers. Everybody on the same page, everybody running their sets really well.
If you look at the shot chart of Malcolm Miller, a lot of his baskets were made in the paint.
A lot too of the points of the Dreamers are coming from good assists, good passes.
Now Miller trying his luck from the outside. McKinney grabs the rebound. McKinney in and out dribble. McKinney is able to draw a foul.
Just a great individual move right there by Mike McKinney. A little bit of an in and out dribble. Beating his man just enough and able to jump to his defender's body to force the foul.
Another experienced young player, Mike McKinney is. Played in Belgium, played in the G League as well for the Delaware 87ers. And now playing in the ASEAN Basketball League.
I remember this kid, Mike McKinney. I scouted him in the NBA D-League showcase in Toronto a couple of years ago. And in fact, for the game I watched, he actually started the game for Delaware. So this guy really has some talent. Has a lot, like you said, a lot of experience. And you know, it's just a matter of time where his name could really blow up.
And what I like about McKinney is his aggressiveness. He's just relentless when it comes to attacking and pressuring the defense.
And the thing is, despite that aggressiveness, he rarely turns the ball over. And you know, with any guard, if you can, as a coach, if you can acquire a guard who doesn't turn the ball over, that's a gem. That's a gem right there.
And the Black Bears continuing to apply this full court trap. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Jump hook. And is able to fall.
Sorry, Antonio. I was going to say they continue to give up points in the paint. You know, whether it's just in the half-court defense or picking up full court. A lot of holes to be addressed in the Black Bears defense starting this first quarter.
And that's ironic considering the fact that Artino is out, but Tucker is able to knock down another triple.
And then you see the Black Bears with Tucker almost with no passes on that offense, just taking charge, draining that triple.
And now, Josh, the Black Bears are crowding the paint.
Almost, that pass was still a good look. That pass almost went through the defense of the Black Bears again. 11 seconds with the shot clock. Let's see what they can come up with.
Miller, inside pass to Chen. A lot of contact though as Lai is called for the personal.
Just a beautiful read on that screen, that semi, you know, that wide curl by Miller, opening up that slip of his teammate, and just a great pass inside, forcing that foul.
This time, Miller fades out. A lot more space for him to operate. McKinney is on him. McKinney looks at the clock. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Miller, double team. Miller is in trouble. Recovers the basketball. He has to let it fly. But the Dreamers will run out of time.
Great defense. Better defense right now by the Dreamers. Great trap right there without fouling. Got them the possession. Yeah, we have something wrong with the shot clock. There should be a 3-second differential from the game clock and the shot clock. Okay, but now they put in 2 seconds, so that's better than just 1.
Tucker to tie the game, but Miller swats the shot. So at the end of 1, the visiting Formosa Dreamers lead the Macau Black Bears 26-24. You're watching Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League.
They got screen and then
Okay, all right.
Go the same way for another minute or two. Hey, the main thing is we got to play defense. All they're doing is making threes. The kid's got 7 and Tucker's got 7. That's half the court. Okay, it's just going to be them 2 guys. Hey, it's just going to be those 2 guys. Okay. Hey, let's just come down, run 4 out. Okay, 4 out. Hey, I told you, if you guys would just be patient, just like that. Get it up here, back door. Okay, we'll make 2. Hey, listen, he's got McKinney. So he come right there. You want to pump? Yeah, just McKinney. Just McKinney. Okay. You set it right here, okay? Okay. In some way, you're right here. Okay, in the corner, okay? We want 2 to start. Come on, we got to play defense. Let's go. Team.
We are once again greeting you from inside the University of Macau, where the Macau Black Bears have woken up from hibernation and are finally back in action here in ABL 9 as they host the Formosa Dreamers, who are on top as we begin the second quarter, 26-24. And Don Rojas, together with Coach Josh Reyes, on the call for what has been a very interesting matchup between the 2 teams.
Very interesting time in between quarters for the Black Bears. I really heard Mike McKinney take charge in that huddle a lot, telling his teammates to not, like we said earlier, not to ball watch, make sure they know where the men are so that they don't give up layups in the interior.
McKinney really putting numbers across the board. 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists so far in this game. Chen with a drive, shooting it over Watkins. No good. Watkins comes up with a board. Here comes Anthony Tucker. Tucker with a cross-court pass to Nathan Yu. Nathan Yu retreats, gives the ball out to McKinney. McKinney shoots it over Miller and scores.
Very impressive, very aggressive, but under control penetration by Mike McKinney.
That was McKinney's 6th point of the game, and the double team by Watkins and Tucker, forcing Chen to turn the ball over.
Trapping the pick and rolls have been working for the Black Bears so far. Even, you know, forcing a turnover out of a very, very experienced point guard, number 9, Chen.
And Coach Josh, this is what you were suggesting earlier, that maybe they should give the ball down low to Ryan Watkins because of the absence of Will Artino.
Yes, the thing about doing that is you can force fouls, like in that previous play, and force the other team into penalty. The other team is in penalty. That now you allow your backcourt, Tucker, great backcourt, you know, world import MVP and heritage import MVP at the same time to do their thing, because now you can't touch them when the other team's in the bonus.
That's the most valuable backcourt. The tandem of Tucker and McKinney for the Macau Black Bears. Miller to Chen. Wide open from the corner. His shot is short. It is Macau basketball.
I remember this point guard of the Dreamers, number 9, Chen. We played a lot against him, that Philippine national team, when he was still playing with the Taipei national team.
Definitely providing a lot of leadership, stability, and experience to this Dreamers squad. Miller against McKinney. Miller stops on a dime. Miller cans that one.
That's a baller's move right there. Just a little bit of a hesitation, one dribble pull-up over the outstretched arms of his defender. It's a great bucket.
You can see it in Miller's eyes. He wants to take over this game knowing that his team is undermanned.
Great read by Mike McKinney on that pick and roll. Skip pass to his shooter. Just miss it, but that was an open look. That was a well-executed action.
Devin Glass, who was very active in the first quarter, returning after a brief rest.
That's the thing about Glass, you know, his strength is his motor, his activity inside. Even though he doesn't score, he contributes a lot of things for his team. But the thing is, sometimes when you're aggressive and you have a lot of motor, you tend to foul a lot. And you can't afford that when you're a world import. You need to stay on the floor to help your team.
Lee to Miller. Miller met by Watkins. Lee, bounce pass to Tevin Glass. There's that activity. Glass, too strong though on that shot.
The thing about Glass, I have yet to see him go to his left. It's all right for him so far.
Meanwhile, McKinney, with that same energy and aggression, is able to draw another foul.
Just a good counter attack right there. But the coach of the Dreamers right now very upset because he felt that the foul that McKinney got, the call that McKinney got could be whistled the same way on the penetration of Glass on the other end. But again, that's basketball, you know. You just got to find ways to play through that. You know, it's a 27-28 ball game. It's a one-point ball game right now. So, you know, just continue what you're doing and give yourself the best chance to win in the end.
And this is despite the absence of Will Artino, who is a walking double-double, had 15 points and 13 rebounds in their last game. Unfortunately, nursing a sprained right ankle suffered in their last game.
Continuing that 2-2-1 press. You know, able to deflect the ball out of bounds. And you know, these deflections out of the press, even though you don't get to see it, messes up the rhythm or the timing of the opponent's offense. But
Tevin Glass.
Having said that, Anton, the great passing of the Formosa Dreamers has been really impressive. I love to watch basketball like that. The ball moves, passing is crisp. Everybody's involved in the offense.
Coach Josh, I was just about to ask you about this defensive scheme being employed by Coach Dean Murray and the Formosa Dreamers, making Glass defend Anthony Tucker right away up top. But on that sequence, we saw Tucker just blow past by him.
Yeah, they just want to send early help or early hedges against Tucker because, you know, Tucker is a handful. You know, whether, you know, it's close to impossible to contain him one-on-one, especially in this league. And you just want to show him different things, different aggressive things that show him that, you know, the lane will not be open for him to penetrate. That's why there's a lot of guys in there. But, you know, even with that observation of yours, Tucker is still able to, you know, get to the paint and force a foul.
Tucker, one of the more cerebral players that we have here in the ASEAN Basketball League, noticing that he has the speed advantage against Glass and letting the Dreamers know that they can't defend him no matter who they throw at him.
Especially against Glass, who, you know, picked up a couple of fouls early.
Chen, who started this game for Artino. Miller has the basketball now. Miller inside to Tevin Glass. Will he go left? Now he does, but he kills his dribble, kicks the ball out to Miller for three.
You know, Malcolm Miller continues to shoot that way. It will be a tough task for the defense of the Black Bears because they've been moving the ball well, finding, you know, the passes inside. They can support that with outside shots like that. Ooh, that's great offense. That's offense that's very difficult to stop.
Malcolm Miller now with 14 points in this game as we take a look at Anthony Tucker and the activity away from the ball as the foul was called on that screen set up by Watkins. Ball was passed out. Errant pass stolen away by the Dreamers. Miller with the acceleration in the slam dunk on the fast break. It's Miller time here at the University of Macau. Let's watch it one more time. Taking off on the runway, Malcolm Miller slamming it down.
And he gets the ball again. Oh! Just spoiled that.
And Anthony Tucker stopping that run of the Formosa Dreamers right away with that triples.
Just when you thought the Dreamers are about to take off with great momentum, the Black Bears were able to counter with a steal and a three-point shot.
Miller wants the ball, gets it on the low block against McKinney. Miller, difficult shot, no problem for him. Gets it to fall off the glass.
I mean, I thought that was a mismatch, you know, a guard in McKinney, a point guard tried to guard Miller like that. But that was great defense by McKinney, but just, you know, Miller being too big for him.
Meanwhile,
a lot of contact.
Ryan Watkins, that's what he does best. Crash the boards and score on easy baskets. Now Glass showing us some moves. What a spin move by Tevin Glass to set up Chen.
Again, it's the ball movement and the passing that's lifting the Dreamers so far, in this game.
Lai Katong returning to the game, checking in for Liu as we see the alumnus from the University of Macau. Very proud every time he coaches in his alma mater, Coach Mu Shanjin, who's actually also in his first year as the head coach of the Macau Black Bears. So we have two first-year coaches here in the ABL, Coach Mu Shanjin and of course Coach Dean Murray of the Formosa Dreamers.
ABL is just a great platform for new players and coaches alike to show their talent and get their name out there.
Early pass by Tucker to McKinney. McKinney with the crossover. Throws it out to Nathan Yu for three! And the Macau Black Bears are torching the net here in the second quarter.
Great shot by you. Last game as well, the Black Bears shot the lights out from the three-point line. But again, as you can see in that penetration of McKinney, he is always in control.
Kenny on the drive. Too strong off the glass. It is Black Bears basketball. Look at that pass by Tucker to McKinney.
Touchdown. Point guard to point guard.
That's the most valuable backcourt here in the ABL. The tandem of McKinney and Tucker, and Coach Dean Murray is livid as we take a look at that pass one more time. The Black Bears are wide and awake here in Season 9 of the ABL.
I keep telling you guys, if we'll just play their defense, blow this team out. Every time it's 22. You got to get there. And listen to me. You guys got to be smarter than this. I'm telling you, if you're right there and you're on the free throw line, you go there. Okay? You can't be running all the way over here. You're running all the way over there. Hey, let's come down here. Let's run 4 out.
We continue our rise to greatness here in the University of Macau for what has been a very exciting and entertaining matchup between the Formosa Dreamers and, of course, the home team, the Macau Black Bears. Now, I know, Coach Josh, you were listening in the huddle of the Macau Black Bears. What did you pick up from that last one?
No, they just wanted to make sure they run the correct sets and execute them. But I was actually, Anton, I was more interested with the huddle of Formosa Dreamers because Coach Murray was livid on the sidelines. And it was because, the couple of possessions now, they took quick shots. They were very successful. They're able to move the ball. They become patient and execute.
And this guy, Malcolm Miller, ice in his veins. 21 points already for Miller.
That's the light of Coach Murray. Lots of passes and point-out shots. Because every time the Dreamers take quick shots, that's where the Black Bears are able to counter-attack with the talent of the two guards.
Now the problem is, Lai Katong responding after that Miller triple.
Tucker and Marshall are just experts in finding the opening off the pick. You see that jump shot by Glass. Is that a three-pointer?
We'll have to check, but he fell down after taking that shot. But speaking of three-pointers, in the last game, Formosa was just 4 of 15 from beyond the arc. Macau, 14 of 37. Imagine, they took 37 three-point attempts in their last game.
Again, the Formosa Dreamers doing a good job. Just, that team defense inside against Watkins. Watkins, there were 4 guys around him. He has to spot the open man when that happens.
Chen on the drive. Could not finish with the left hand. Tucker comes up with a board. Tucker. Lead pass to McKinney. McKinney. Short.
Right there, a characteristic for McKinney.
Lee. Gives it back to Tevin Glass. Blows the dunk. And Watkins throwing it to the enemy. Lee picks it up, gets it to Kenny Chen. Chen to Glass, bumped by Lai. That's a foul.
Both teams have to settle down a little bit right now. There's still basketball happening. Both teams getting a little bit too excited. Some quick shots and silly turnovers so far. Just settle down, and you know they've been playing a great game, both teams so far.
It's been a very fast-paced game between the Black Bears and the Dreamers. Just 1 point separating the two teams, and this guy has been balling. 21 points already here in the first half for Malcolm Miller. Make that 24! Malcolm Miller is on fire!
This kid is a baller, man. There's a little bit of space of that between the legs dribble, drilling that three-point shot over his defender. Malcolm in the middle right now.
Tucker missing on that step back. Watkins fouled by Miller as he got that offensive rebound.
Number 33, Malcolm Miller, penalty. It's his third personal foul.
It might be a concern as well. That's a third foul of Miller.
Coach Dean Murray looking at the players on his bench. Let's see if he's going to take Malcolm out. As Watkins missed on that first free throw attempt.
Might be a good idea to do so. They're up by 4 points with only 2.5 minutes in the second quarter. All they have to do is, hold the fort a little bit. You gotta make sure your main man doesn't get his fourth foul. That'll be trouble for this in the second half for the Formosa Dreamers if that happens. That could happen.
But the thing is, Coach Josh, it wasn't Miller who was subbed out. It was Chen. So Miller will stay in the game with 3 personal fouls.
It'll be a gamble.
And here he is, Malcolm Miller. Fade away. Too strong. McKinney gets the ball to Tucker.
If I were the Black Bears, I'm gonna find Miller and attack him.
Tucker on the move. Tucker double team. Throws it out to Lai Katong. And you can see Miller was just backing up with his hands up.
And it's twofold. Miller being vulnerable and their squad being in the penalty.
Glass operating against Watkins. There's the crossover, and Kevin Glass able to draw a foul.
Finally, you see him, having a successful drive. With his left. Great crossover there. Good elevation, forcing that foul.
Rebound number 4 for the Black Bears.
What an effort by the Formosa Dreamers, playing undermanned, playing without their starting center Will Artino, but stepping up big time, especially Malcolm Miller, who already has 24 points in the game. But what about the activity of this man at the free throw line, Kevin Glass?
It's just really great. We see the score. Everything has been a function of the ball movement of Formosa, and it's fun to see, to watch so far.
50-47.
But did you just say 24 points in the first half? He's on pace to drop a 50-piece.
And he only had 18 in their last game, the entire game. Talking about Malcolm Miller, so already exceeding that here today.
He's been shooting great from the three-point line.
And he played 40 minutes in their last game. Tucker has the basketball, always in cruise control. Tucker able to draw a foul, and he will head to the line.
Just a veteran move, man. Exactly what the defense is doing in ball screen situations, and he just does, makes the right decisions. Feels his man, drapes over his left shoulder, jumps up, forcing that foul. What a slick veteran move right there.
Free throws for Anthony Tucker.
Anthony Tucker, a lot of times, is compared to Marcus Elliott because of the skill set and the size that they have for point guards, being big point guards with great vision.
Huge advantage if you can have size and run the point well.
And there was a little bit of confusion as to the number of free throws Tucker had.
Oh, so I believe so. The referee signaled the 3-point attempt at that time.
So there's the third one, and Tucker is able to drain it. As we take a look at
So now we
proud alumnus.
Yeah, we got Miller on the bench off the floor now, which is a good move for the Dreamers. Let's see now where their offense will come from though. Will it be from Glass?
And you were wondering when Glass would go left.
Good adjustment. I saw the assistant coach really talk to Glass about how they're playing him take a space, right? So that, you know, attack going to his left is open, is right there if, you know, if he's skilled enough to take advantage of it.
Devin Glass right now with 12 points here in the first half, as the Dreamers are holding on to a 2-point lead.
Very, very important stretch right now for the Dreamers. If they can close out this first half strong with Miller on the bench, that would be great for them.
This is the first meeting between the Black Bears and the Dreamers here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. Tucker with the acceleration. Anthony Tucker with the finish.
I mean, I thought it doesn't even look like he's trying to run fast.
I know.
He's getting the rim.
That's the cruise control on display by Tucker. But again, the defense just caught napping.
Ball movement, you know, great. You know, I wonder how many assists as a team the Dreamers have already. It's awesome. The ball movement is awesome right now.
Meanwhile, another foul was called on that driving incursion. It will be Formosa Dreamers basketball. And you were wondering about the number of assists for the Dreamers. They are at 16 right now, Coach Josh.
They're on pace for 30, and that's an amazing game if you can get 30 assists.
Now, in contrast to that, the Macau Black Bears have 10 assists so far.
They can hold for the last shot. They can, you know, run this clock all the way down.
Lee. It is captain versus captain. Lee versus Tucker. Glass. 5 on the shot clock. Tevin Glass. Basket is good for Tevin Glass.
Tough shot now. They got to get back on defense.
The Black Bears have time, but they could not get a shot off. A strong finish for the Formosa Dreamers despite having Malcolm Miller on the bench, Coach Josh.
That's what they need. Just hold the fort while their best player is sitting. And this could be a good sign for the Formosa Dreamers against the Black Bears, who had a month off, but they have time to figure things out in the second half.
Our tally at the end of the first half, 56 for the Formosa Dreamers, 51 for the Macau Black Bears. We are once again greeting you live from the University of Macau Sports Complex for tonight's featured matchup between the Formosa Dreamers and the Macau Black Bears. Glad to have you with us. Anton Rojas together with Coach Josh Reyes on the call for what has been a very entertaining matchup. Now, Coach Josh, you've been taking a look at the numbers in terms of the first half statistics. What stood out in your mind?
Well, it's a very well-played team so far. No great scoring, very good scoring, 51-56, close matchup. But looking at the numbers of the Formosa Dreamers, are very interesting. The Formosa Dreamers actually lead the Macau Black Bears in points in the paint, 26-16, despite them not having a single offensive rebound or second chance points. And it's all because of their ball movement, and you can see that with their 17 assists so far. Now, the Macau Black Bears, what's been working for them is the aggressive attack and play of their two guards, and they forced Formosa to foul a lot, and that resulted in Macau Black Bears shooting 14, making 14 out of 17 free throws, and that's kept them very, very well in this game, close to
Now we also have to take note that Malcolm Miller has been on fire in this game already with 24 points. His season high is 27, so he is very well on his way to exceeding that tonight.
Let's see if he can get to that 50 piece.
Meanwhile, McKinney on the drive, too strong off the glass. It is Dreamers basketball. Miller accelerating, getting it to Kenny Chen, a player who has been quiet despite having 23 points in their last game. Meanwhile, Lee shoots a three. It is short. Inside, Chen with a miss, and that's his first miss of the game, Coach Josh.
This kid, Chen, has been dealing admirably well. The shoes of the import who suffered an injury. He's been numbers are not coming out, but he's very
Meanwhile, Anthony Tucker now with 21 points after that triple from the corner, and Tucker comes up with the basketball. Tucker with Miller on him. Miller playing with 3 personal fouls. Now Watkins sealing Miller deep. Watkins blocked from behind by Chen.
There's my guy right there, Chen, helping from the weak side. Great timing. Great recognition. Again, 3 guys. Watkins knowing that they've got a mismatch down there.
Chen Xiaojung stepping up big time in the place of Will Artino. 8 points and tallying his first block of the game. Tucker for 3. It is short, the ball is loose, and Mike McKinney could not control it. There was some contact while Chen was rushing towards him.
Tough for the referees to call anything there because there was no clear possession. And both guys were just really going for the basketball.
Lee, and look at the way McKinney is defending Malcolm Miller, making sure that Miller does not easily receive that basketball. Kevin Glass, difficult shot, somehow gets it to fall.
Just winning that basketball over the outstretched arms of the biggest guy on the floor.
Look at Watkins, he was all over him. That's just great body control by Tevin Glass.
Glass now with 17 him and Miller just, pouring in the production for their squad. And there's my guy again, Chen.
That's just quality minutes by Chen.
Good use of his position.
Chen gets rejected by Light Platform. Black Bears on the run. Anthony Tucker will lay it up in there.
But that wasn't on Chen the last play because shot clock was not how to shoot. But the shooting overall as a team by the Dreamers continue to wax hot.
Kenny Chen finally making some noise here inside the University of Macau Sports Complex as we take a look at Coach Dean Murray.
And you had a great observation a while ago, Anton. Chen, has been absent so far, and you know that this guy can explode. So as well as the Formosa Dreamers have been playing, this guy can even add more to that.
Especially because the Black Bears have adjusted already with regards to their defense on Malcolm Miller, with McKinney sticking to him like glue. McKinney, you for 3. Nathan knocks it down.
This kid looks really like he could really shoot. He has a great form. Square to the rim. Just great fundamentals on his jump shot. Talking about Nathan Yu.
Now the Black Bears have an opportunity here to either tie the game or reclaim the lead. Watkins. Ball was tapped by Chen.
That's my boy again.
And Chen goes all the way. A solid contributor, Coach Josh.
Making the most out of his opportunity.
The man who is called and recognized as the Yao Ming of Macau, Lai Katong, able to score underneath. Here's Tucker on the run. Ball was tapped from behind by Tevin Glass. It is Dreamers basketball. Miller back to Chen. Back to Miller, who was not ready.
To tap that ball from behind, he wastes that fast break opportunity. Overpassing a little bit. We talked about the great passing, but in that instant, good idea though.
Tucker maneuvering his way through traffic, and Lai Katong scores underneath again.
And again, that, Miller for the rest of the quarter, I believe, will have to defend that way. He can't risk picking up his fourth foul.
And Tevin Glass shooting it in the face of Ryan Watkins.
I mean, after whatever Miller and Glass, had for dinner, lunch, breakfast this day, they should take note of that. Whatever they did, or whatever routine they did before this game, it really worked.
Just stepping up in the absence of their comrade, Will Artino.
Got a technical foul on the floor.
So now Malcolm Miller will shoot these free throws after that technical foul.
I wonder who got teed up. Was it? I believe it was Tucker.
So Malcolm Miller with an opportunity to come to within a point shy
But
of his season high if he makes these two.
I'm sorry, Anton. I was just trying to say, take a look at the screen behind you. There's some color between the two teammates, Tucker and Mike McKinney. They were jawing against each other. But now, but I guess that's just competitive nature. Both leaders trying to lead.
And we also hear the voice of Coach Matthias Fisher, assistant coach, trying to wake up the players here.
Just look at the value of Mike McKinney. He's even guarding the best player of the other team.
And that's why Miller has been quiet so far here in the third. But the other guys, knocking it down from beyond the arc.
I take it back. Not just Glass and Miller, the whole Formosa Dreamers team.
There's a foul as McKinney was handling the basketball. Now we see McKinney bringing the ball down here at the last couple of offensive sequences for the Black Bears, Coach Josh.
Trying to mix it up. So they're in the cusp of breaking out and having a big run. But some just unfortunate breaks, technical fouls here, turnovers there, have been stopping the Black Bears.
Watkins. Baseline jumper for Ryan. Watkins is good.
You were telling me about this. Watkins being a big guy with good touch and good hands. More of a finesse guy than a power player, he said.
That's what assistant coach Matthias Fisher told me. His observations regarding his big man, Ryan Watkins, great rebounder, has super nice hands. And he showed us right there with that baseline jumper.
So we got a timeout on the floor.
Score is 69 for the Dreamers, 65 for the Macau Black Bears. We'll be back.
The thing is, you're trying to post it from here. Reverse it, then repost, and get it down in the hole. And everyone else has to keep moving. Yeah. Let me show you how to do that. He gets the ball right there, okay? Get it back right here. Go like this. Step in. If you're going to do that, you can't start posting right there. Okay, because the other guys right here helping and everything. Hey, the main thing is right now, hey, listen here. Man, I'm telling you guys,
Here, green, hold here.
We are looking at the huddle of Coach Dean Murray of the Formosa Dreamers. Not entirely happy with the way they started the third, Coach Josh.
Yeah, their ball movement has slowed down a little bit. Of course, that's credit to the adjustments made by the Black Bears in the half. So they just have to find ways to counter-adjust so that they can continue their pace and good play, especially offensively.
Now earlier we were clarifying the technical foul, and apparently it was called on Mike McKinney, and that's why Anthony Tucker and McKinney were jawing at each other earlier, just like what you observed, Coach Josh.
Yeah, so I apologize to Tucker. My bad, I didn't do you wrong that way. So it was McKinney who picked up the tee, not Tucker.
Meanwhile, Liu shoots a three, does not drop. It is Dreamers basketball. Chen on the move. Tucker is on him. Let's see if they can get the ball to Miller. Miller, a little bit passive here, Coach Josh.
You gotta see Miller be aggressive, you know, take charge because he needs that momentum if ever this, you know, game continues to be close in the fourth quarter.
McKinney. Looking for Watkins. Difficult pass. Nathan Yu with a fake. Steps back. Nathan Yu for three. Shot was to the left. Kevin Glass crashing the boards. Meanwhile, inside pass to Chai. And that's three in the key.
Defensively, the key for Formosa is they've really been doing a good job rebounding the basketball defensively without their main center. So, you know, if they can continue to do that, this game will continue to be close. They'll continue to have a lot of success in the defensive end.
Tucker. 7 on the shot clock. Miller is
Miller
on him. Tucker on the move. Tucker using his body and is able to absorb the contact and convert and act like he didn't feel a thing.
And, you know, those plays that led to a high five between Tucker and McKinney. So all is well. You know, I know he's a guard, but that's a big boy move. He knows that Miller is limited defensively, so he attacked Miller right away. When the help came, attacked the help all the same.
And as always, the demeanor of Tucker never changes. Expressionless, all business on the basketball court. That's Anthony Tucker for you. Chen. Glass shoots another three. Kevin Glass, nothing but net. He is feeling it.
He's loving that because we did not see it on cam. But right before that offensive set, Watkins just gave Glass a huge bump to the chest.
But Anthony Tucker
answers back
and gives his defender a pat on the back.
They're gonna love that. That's in your face, my friend.
Now Devin Glass will take a breather here. This is a very interesting lineup now on the floor for Coach Dean Murray. Maybe he's trying to get Miller to have no choice but to be aggressive and demand that basketball because McKinney has been on him, and even as Miller goes back door, could not control it.
They gotta correct that. That's great denial defense by McKinney. Great read by Miller to go back door, unable to control that. So good job by the referees, talking to each other and ending up with the correct call at the end.
Tucker steps back, shoots over Chen. Anthony Tucker! Wow!
I mean, Anton, nonchalantly creating space, stepping back, tippy-toeing so that he doesn't step on the three-point line. and just wet on that jump shot. And talking about a jump shot that's wet, like you said, Chen showing signs of life in this ball game.
But Anthony Tucker, 29 points already in this game, shoots another one. Anthony Tucker with 32 big points for the Macau Black Bears.
He is unconscious. Somebody has to stick with him no matter what.
But the Formosa Dreamers,
I take it back. Both teams are unconscious.
they're not giving up. It's a shootout here in the third. Tucker steps back, shoots a three. That was a heat check for Anthony.
But rightfully so, man. He was feeling it.
Chen on the move. Bothered enough by McKinney.
Wow, this game has been really, really entertaining. Both teams, you know, just balling, putting the ball in the bucket.
Let's take a look at some of the sequences that happened prior to this offensive stand. As we
Balling.
look at that standstill three-pointer
Anton,
made by
both teams are
Chen.
balling. I'm telling you. You can't give the slightest of comfortable looks.
But
Both
look
teams
at
are draining it.
look at Anthony Tucker though. He's not panicking. McKinney on the move. Chen with the deflection. Chen trying to save it. And look at Coach Dean Murray not holding back, sending Glass back in. But as I say that, he checks in for Miller.
Yeah, he needs to rotate his two imports because both of them have 3 fouls. So he wants to come into the fourth quarter, you know, both of them not getting their fourth so that they can just go all out against this very talented Black Bears team.
McKinney, 1 second on the shot clock, just in time.
What a great finish off the glass. Body control. And, you know, Miller and Glass rotating for each other. Tucker and McKinney have yet to rest. They've played the whole ballgame so far, am I right? I believe so, Anton.
Well, Watkins did not rest in their last game. Tucker did not rest as well in their last game, so they're used to it, Coach Josh.
It's the way they play. I mean,
Oh, Tucker falls down, gets the ball to McKinney, shovel pass to Watkins,
Great
and
play.
the crowd is energized.
and like I said, Anton, even when he's falling down, he does not panic. I'm talking about Tucker. He lost his balance, got tripped, but still found the open man, the correct pass, and we end up, you know, getting a layup out of it, and one out of that.
So after trading all of those three-point bombs, finally the home team, the Macau Black Bears, reclaimed the lead. They're now up 81-80 with 40.1 seconds remaining in the third. And Coach Josh, Ryan Watkins will take a rest.
Dangerous times now for the Formosa Dreamers. They gotta kill this momentum of the Black Bears.
Chen on the move. Chen finishing with the left hand.
That's the way you kill it. Get the ball inside, get a layup.
The locals have been stepping up, Coach Josh.
Stepping up, but a little bit of bad defense that possession by the Black Bears. But again, great strong move by the veteran point guard. You know, former national team player. You know, he can play. He knows what to do right there.
Liu still has time. Is it up and in? Just unbelievable basketball here in the third quarter.
Telling you, both teams are balling, man.
Glass still has time. Glass gets it all.
Balling!
And he's able to score.
Balling,
Evan
Anton.
Glass putting on a show here in the University of Macau. That was a roller coaster of a third quarter. And the Dreamers will end it with a 1-point lead, 84-83.
Right here, man. There's only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Guard number 9. He's going right past him. Let's go. Go back the same way. Okay.
Well, we can't say enough about how exciting, how entertaining this game has been in that third quarter. really topped it all. Both teams shooting three-pointers, attacking the basket, scoring underneath. And what about the locals, Coach Josh?
We've been talking about the imports, McKinney, Tucker, Glass, Miller, but the locals of each team, they've been making plays, scoring points, making defensive stops, hitting difficult shots, manufacturing points almost out of nothing. It's been a very entertaining ball game. Both teams and all the players doing their roles and jobs well on the floor.
But what about that shot by Tevin Glass? A seesaw battle in terms of the lead changes. And the score as we enter the fourth, 84 for the Formosa Dreamers, 83 for the home team, the Macau Black Bears. Glad to have you with us. And we are greeting everybody watching via the ASEAN Basketball League YouTube channel. Anton Rojas on the call together with Coach Josh Reyes.
Only a 1-point ball game now, so the start of this fourth quarter can determine a lot on what the outcome of the game will be.
Now we have to take note, Coach Josh, that Malcolm Miller did not score in the third quarter.
Great possession right there. Great screen by Chen, and a great look on the roll by Miller. And Chen really is filling in beautifully for his squad. And you love to see players like that who get the nod, get the opportunity, and just stay ready, and when your number is called, produce this way.
22 minutes today, 11 points for Chen. In the last game, he only played 6 minutes and scored 2 points.
So this is a good lesson to all young basketball players out there. Just continue to stay ready. Whatever happens, stay in shape, stay ready. Know your place. Know all the game plan, and then when your opportunity comes, you put yourself in the best position to succeed.
Tucker, with 34 points in the game, gets it to Watkins. Nathan Yu from the outside, and Nathan Yu is able to score. 12 points for Nathan.
A beautiful shooting.
Miller, will he finally score again? He kicks the ball out to Tevin Glass, and Tevin Glass is able to draw a foul.
Because Glass has hit some outside shots, now the defenders are starting to close out on him longer, more aggressive, and that leads to easier penetrations for him.
Glass is now the leading scorer for the Formosa Dreamers with 25 points, exceeding the 24 of Miller, who again did not score shockingly in the third quarter.
Yeah, you thought he would just continue his great scoring run, but it's tough. That scoring outburst by Miller was really tough to sustain. I mean, he only missed 2 shots in the first half, 10 out of 12 in the first half.
That's 27 now on the board for Tevin Glass. And we also have to credit the defense of Mike McKinney on Malcolm Miller in the third quarter. Tucker now splits the D. Anthony Tucker with the finish.
This guy's been really score heavy. You gotta send more help in the lane if you're Formosa Dreamers against Tucker.
36 points in the game for Anthony Tucker.
Just too easy for somebody his caliber.
Glass losing control. Chen could not hold on and save the basketball.
Confusion again on the out-of-bounds call. But I believe it should go to the Black Bears.
We are tied yet again, 88 all. As we are in the early goings of the fourth quarter, Anthony Tucker calmly bringing the ball down as he always does. Anthony Tucker, cross-court pass. Nathan Yu, excuse me, that's not Nathan Yu. Shooting that 3, that was Liu Zihao. This is McKinney.
Great to see 2 teams scrambling for the basketball, diving on the floor. These 2 squads are really competing really hard tonight.
One team coming off a 1-month layoff, so the excitement is back as they finally get back on the hard court here in Season 9 of the ABL. While on the other hand, for the Formosa Dreamers, Coach Josh, it's been a busy January. This is already their 3rd game of the year 2019.
Game after game after game, but they will have a rest pretty soon, so it's important for them to get as much wins as possible to put themselves in a great position.
McKinney, fadeaway, blocked by Miller. It is Dreamers basketball. Lee with Nathan Yu on him. Lee on the move. Glass thought about the 3. Glass splits the D and is able to lay it up and in.
Smart play by Glass. He could have settled for the jump shot, but all important 4th quarter, there's no settling here. Takes it strong to the basket.
29 points in the game for Tevin Glass.
So maybe the focus of the Black Bears defense shifted too much against Miller, open Glass a lot. So now they got to balance that out, make sure their defense will be solid all the way through from 1 to 5.
Tucker, hop step. Tucker could not finish, but Watkins was there doing what he does best, grabbing those rebounds.
But could have gotten away with the push from behind.
Watkins with a pedestrian 13 points in this game. But he does have 11 rebounds. That's still a double-double for Ryan Watkins.
And he's not getting away from that foul that time. Good up fake right there, getting his man off the floor. Oh, technical foul there, coach.
Goes on number 8, Ryan Watkins. That's his 3rd.
Now, Coach Mu Janjin is saying that he was reacting with the way his team was playing defense. He didn't like the way his team was playing defense. And that's what he's explaining to the official. And McKinney, in exasperation, said, "What did he do?"
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, the play is on the other side of the floor. And coach was all the way on the other side. So it's going to be tough to actually understand what he's saying. So a little bit questionable. I understand if it's on the same side of his bench and the referees can really hear what he's saying.
There you go. Make some noise!
Chen missing those last 2 free throws.
Redemption, a little bit of redemption right there.
92-90 in favor of the Dreamers. McKinney to Liu for 3. Big time basket for Liu.
What a shot, but that's an open look. After McKinney put his man on skates, finds the open man, but Liu very game to deliver, not letting McKinney down with that setup.
2 out of 6 from beyond the arc for Liu Zihao.
That's a 2nd foul.
So now, Anton, we've talked about how great the offense of both teams have been. Now, 4th quarter, 7 minutes. I'd like to see some hard-nosed defense, some old school buckle down, tap the floor. Don't allow any easy penetrations because it's winning time.
And I think that's what Coach Mu Janjin is looking for from his Macau Black Bears team. That's why he was very adamant on his side of the floor earlier when that technical foul was called, as Tevin Glass looks to get the 30 here with this free throw. And he does.
And you can see his shooting form, not what you would normally teach
One more time.
young kids. Normally you want them to hold the follow-through of their shooting hand and not hold the offhand.
I'll tell you what though, Coach Josh, he is 10 out of 11 from the free throw line.
Like I said, what do I know?
And we are tied again, 93 all. An incredible game here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. What a recovery by Watkins.
Now that's
but
defense.
a steal by Kenny Chen.
And again, the defense is wrapping up a bit. Can't get
McKinney.
careless.
Tucker. Liu for three. In and out. And Watkins could not hold on to the basketball. The Dreamers getting it to Miller.
Great opportunity for the Dreamers now to take the lead.
Chen to Miller. Lob pass for Glass. Glass in the paint. Count the basket plus the foul.
As great as Tucker has been, this game, and that last foul was, a pretty lazy foul. I know it's a bit of a mismatch against him and Glass in the paint, but it could have been a better effort holding his ground and not just giving out a cheap foul like that almost ended up in a three-point play. Luckily, Glass missed that free throw.
That's Glass's second missed free throw of the game.
Referee starting to call it a little bit tighter in the fourth quarter. Up to the players now to adjust.
One on the Dreamers. For Team Minnesota.
Tucker.
Look at this matchup. A big man on Tucker.
Threading the needle with that pass. And speaking of threading the needle, Watkins does it again. Grabs the miss and scores in the paint. Watkins is asking for a foul.
Because Glass is matched up on Tucker, he's extended outside on defense, so he's not there to clean up the defensive glass.
And Glass, ball slips through his hands. And Coach Dean Murray is telling Kevin Glass to calm down. What a game. 95 all. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the fourth.
Being treated to a wonderful game this new year here in Macau. Again, Glass is guarding Tucker, so that means he'll be defending in the perimeter and might not be able to offer help in rebounding.
Some of the passes of Tucker, you would think that from where we're sitting, it won't get to Watkins because he's not in position. But because of his length and the way he reacts and moves, he somehow gets to the basketball. It's like he has a magnet on his hands.
And, those things, you test those out in practice. So, in the reps in practice, Tucker already knows what Watkins can catch and not.
McKinney with Kenny Chen on him. McKinney.
Could be a foul, contact, yeah. That's the correct call because with how the refs have called some of the fouls earlier, they should call that.
That's his third. 4 on the Formosa Dreamers.
Let's take a look at this move by McKinney.
This could be a good move, allowing McKinney to attack for the Black Bears as I foretell in this stretch because again, Glass is on Tucker, so nobody's inside to protect the paint.
And Kenny Chen was late on that challenge. McKinney is able to score. 14 points in the game for Mike McKinney. Coach Dean Murray calls a timeout.
Whoever's here's got it. We're hedging. He's rolling. There's no switch. Now what? We don't have him switching on Tucker. Okay? It's a hedge. You got to fight up.
You're looking at Coach Dean Murray and his Formosa Dreamers. as they face a Macau Black Bears squad who just came out of hibernation today. 1 month, more than a month actually, since their last game in Season 9 of the ABL, and the fans here at the University of Macau are hoping to celebrate their first win in their first game for 2019.
And you know, Anton, what bears do after hibernation? They hunt. They're hungry and now they need food.
And the prey are the Dreamers, hoping that they turn this dream into a nightmare here in Macau.
I mean, Watkins did the right thing, was in good position, he moved his feet, but just couldn't help swiping down, trying to steal the ball. In a tightly called ball game, and when the refs are starting to call it tightly, then you have to adjust as well. He was in perfect position, good defensive position, just get your hands up, not trying to swipe at that basketball, especially if you're in penalty.
And finally, the captain, Lee Su-lin, is able to get on the board. That was his first point here in this game. 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. Tucker with glass on him. Cross-court pass to Nathan Yu. Watkins wants it in the post. McKinney has it up top. McKinney straight away. Tucker comes up with the offensive board, gets it back to Mike McKinney. McKinney looking for Liu underneath, but the ball slipping through his hands.
One of the rare occasions where you find Mike McKinney a bit out of control, resulting in that turnover.
Miller. Can he come alive here in the fourth? Malcolm Miller finally is able to score a field goal in the second half.
Able to take it strong to the basket. He's heavier than Mike McKinney, so he can actually, you know, bully his way to the basket against him.
Tucker for three. Anthony Tucker has been unbelievable here tonight. 39 big points for the captain and the 2018 World MVP.
Talking about, you know, just ice cold. Right there.
His 7th triple, Coach Josh. Meanwhile, Glass. Basket is good underneath.
Miscommunication there in that screen of that out-of-bounds play led to that easy basket again. We're in the hundreds now, Anton.
35 points, 10 in the fourth for Tevin Glass. Anthony Tucker, that would have brought the house down.
That was wide open, maybe a little bit too near the basket for him.
Well, both these teams have experienced scoring more than 100 points at least once this season. Formosa has done it once. Macau has scored more than 104 times.
Great defense. You know, that was a good idea on how the Dreamers wanted to move that basketball after that skip pass in the post, tried to get it to the cutter. But great anticipation by the Black Bears. Right there. Great help from the weak side. And that's what you need. You know, high-level basketball, you need high-level defensive awareness, whether you're on the ball or off the ball.
Mushan Jin stressing out a little bit.
This kid has been a factor, huh?
He's been in the game here in the second half. Liu Zihao. 2 for 2 on that trip to the free throw line. 10 points for him.
That's big. You know, you can get production from, you know, from other players in your roster.
He only had 4 points in their last game. Now the thing is, Coach Josh, both coaches actually extended their rotation. 12 players have played already from the Macau Black Bears, while the Formosa Dreamers have fielded in 11 players.
And that's great if you can have confidence with all of your players like that. And hit the board, that should be counted.
Goaltending. 41 points for Anthony Tucker.
Just a great drive, just great awareness. He can just really play ball. I'm watching it live, it doesn't even seem to look to me that he's moving quick, but he's
I know.
getting it done.
I know, right? It's like he's always in cruise control, talking about Anthony Tucker. Just an intelligent basketball player.
That was a flop there. Good non-call by the refs.
Powerful move by Kevin Glass, looking unbreakable on that play.
Yeah, like I said, Mr. Glass getting the job done.
Tucker stepping back, in and out. Watkins almost got a hand on it.
Just as you think that the Bears can build a bit of a cushion, the Dreamers get a stop, and now they have a chance to tie the ball game again.
And Chen blows the layup.
What an unfortunate miss for Chen. He's been almost shooting perfect the whole game, and then blows that layup. But again, we're in crunch time now. So the real playmakers will come through.
Miller, he's been big time in this game, especially in the first half. Gets it to Glass, and Kevin Glass is able to score again.
That was fantastic defense by McKinnon and Miller, but somehow Miller finding a way to thread the needle in traffic to find Glass in the paint.
39 points for Kevin Glass. Tucker on the move. Anthony Tucker will finish. That's 43 points now for Anthony Tucker.
Almost too easy. He just slides that defense up in this crucial juncture.
Glass looking for Miller, who has been ice cold here in the second half.
Let's see if this back pick from the baseline out of bounds can work again for the Formosa Dreamers. Somebody has to talk to the Black Bears on the back screen that's coming.
Chen gets it to Malcolm. Malcolm Miller, that is a season high for Malcolm Miller.
And again, just no help defense right there, or good communication in screen coverage out of that baseline out of bounds play.
28 points for Malcolm Miller. Glass is on Tucker. Tucker goes inside. What a finish by Liu.
I don't know this kid, but he is impressing me. He is delivering for the Black Bears.
12 points in the game for Liu Zihao.
Talk about an unsung hero.
Glass, can he get the 40? Yes, he does!
But Glass has been a superhero so far, just finishing and making buckets everywhere, out of contact. Despite the contact, I should say.
It has been a Tucker and Glass show. Both players scoring more than 40 in this game. But the locals have been big time, Coach Josh.
And I like the confidence right there. You know, the locals are unfazed, to get into action.
As you said, it's crunch time, Coach Josh, but these locals are not shying away from the spotlight.
And I love seeing that, You're on the floor. The coach is leaving you on the floor for a reason. And if you have enough belief in your ability because of the hard work you put in, then you should be unfazed in attacking and making plays when the plays are there for you. I'm not talking about forcing plays, but if the plays are there for you, just attack and take shots.
And listen to the crowd reaction after every basket made. Now Coach Dean Murray calls a very important timeout as his team is down by 2. Who will take the big shot? Will it be Tevin Glass for the Formosa Dreamers, who has been balling out of control? 41 big points for Tevin Glass. Or will it be Malcolm Miller, who had 24 points in the first half? He now has 29.
Let's see what Coach Murray draws up.
Coach Dean Murray.
And they're electing to take the ball out the length of the court. Very, very interesting. Very interesting strategy right here.
And earlier, you saw assistant coach Matthias Fisher drawing up the plays for the Macau Black Bears for when they get the ball back on offense. Lee has the basketball. Buckle up your seatbelts, folks. Malcolm Miller has the leather. McKinney is on him. Miller on the move. Kicks it out. Lee for three. Shot is short. Tucker comes up with a board.
Crucial stop there.
And a foul is called.
Oh, crucial call.
Oh, man.
This is a big call.
On sportsmanlike foul number 6, Lee Sway. That's his third.
If you go by the rules, you really have to go for the basketball even if you're trying to give up a duty foul. And right there, you know, his swipe just went towards the neck shoulder area. And the referee has no choice but to call the deliberate foul or the as the rules dictate.
And Liu has been huge here in the fourth quarter. Canning those two free throws.
I'm telling you, he is the unsung hero. The last play, the Dreamers went to a two-man game between Miller and Glass, but both of them ended up not taking the shot.
13 points for Liu Zihao, 8 scored in the fourth. The Black Bears can put the game on ice here. Liu will get fouled once again by Lee. Will head to the line for 2 more free throws.
Foul number 6, Lee Sway. Penalty.
Coach Dean Murray just told the officials that if he makes a second one, he will call a timeout.
Big free throws. I mean, talk about being unfazed. I mean, you making mistakes. Remember that shot in the first half where he had to go up and under and make a difficult shot. He's been getting rebounds, he's been attacking, but wow, making plays, both offensively and defensively in crunch time.
Liu Zihao, 10 points in the fourth quarter, a total of 15 points. This guy has scored 4 points in 13 minutes of action in their last game. What a way to step up.
Talking about coming up big for your team. And I don't think he's one, you know, he's a main focal point in the scouting report of the Dreamers. So this could really an unsung hero. You know, you talk about Tucker a lot, but it's their overall team play that has gotten them this lead with 15 seconds to go in the game.
There you see assistant coach Matthias Fisher, who was born in Poland but grew up in Germany. Played for the University of Cologne.
Really, really amazing where basketball can take you.
He is a Greg Popovich disciple. Big fan of Coach Greg.
So now, very, very important after timeout, or as we call it, ATO play for the Dreamers. They need a quick one, whether it's a 3 or a 2. They need something really, really quick. Important for the Black Bears now defensively not to foul. That's
Miller
a quick one.
Shoots a 3. Overshoots that one.
He cooled off really fast, didn't he, Anton? That was almost a perfect look for them in that situation.
And his demeanor changed in the first quarter. You could see it in his eyes. He was in the zone. In the second, with McKinney on him, it just seemed like he was out of it.
And you know, what value can you bring your team? Not only are you reliable offensively and as a playmaker, I'm talking about McKinney, but you can also shut down and be relied upon to play defense. And I love this. We see now McKinney and Tucker were drawing at each other earlier. Now, the best of buddies, and that's being leaders, being competitive, holding each one accountable because both of you are leaders. And you know, knowing that whatever you do on the floor, it's because you want to win and it's for the team.
16 points in the game for Nathan Yu. The locals have stepped up big time for the Macau Black Bears as they will just give this basket to Tevin Glass, who has 43 points to match the output of Anthony Tucker. But the home team, the Macau Black Bears, remain undefeated here in the University of Macau as they complete the win, their first in 2019. Final score 116-110 for the Dreamers.
Just a thoroughly well-played ball game for both teams here. Very entertaining battle all throughout, and a lot of, the stars shined and the bench players, the locals, did their part.
So the Macau Black Bears, as I mentioned, unbeaten here in the University of Macau, improving the record to 6-2. The Formosa Dreamers, Coach Josh, suffering their fourth loss in the last 5 games to fall to 7-4.
I mean, the record is bad when you say it, but the way Formosa played today has a lot of positives. They played really well. If it was any other team other than, the Black Bears, I believe they would have won the ball game. But Black Bears just really having that extra edge, especially with the playmaking of Tucker in the stretch.
Anthony Tucker finishing the game with 43 points, the team captain and last year's world MVP, leading the way for the Macau Black Bears. Any last words, Coach Josh, before we wrap it up?
Just really, Tucker showing why he's the MVP and continuing to do so. And like I said, if we can continue to have these quality games in the ABL, man, it means talk about strive for greatness. And this is a start. These kinds of games really show you the quality and class that we have here in the ABL.
Well, that does it for us here in the University of Macau. Once again, the Macau Black Bears prevail over the Formosa Dreamers 116-110 behind the 43 points of Anthony Tucker. On behalf of my partner, Coach Josh Reyes, I'm Anton Ross saying thank you all for watching, and we will see you all again next time as we continue our rise to greatness in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. The locals were big, man. Wala akong stat sheet.